Hard-fought basketball game tonight. Both teams were out competing. Never seemed to be a real flow to the basketball game in the second half. We talked about coming out after halftime and winning the next 4 minutes. And to Air Force's credit, they did that. And then in the next 4 to 6 minute segment, I think they made 6 or 7 shots, and we just matched it. And they ended up getting our 17-point lead cut down to 11. And then I thought Marquelle Dent's 4-point play was as big a play as there was out there. She ended up getting that lead back up to 14 points. Gave us a little more breathing room. You take a look at the stat sheet. I thought Caitlin got us off to a great start shooting threes. Kayla was solid throughout the whole evening. And then I thought Marquelle's second half was tremendous. And then Kaylee Rader gave us a big lift off the bench. And throughout the whole game, to have 4 players in double figures, we needed each and every point.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes.
So, Kayla or for Marquelle, you guys got off to a good start.
Appreciate it.
Kayla or Marquelle, you got off to a good start. How big was that? I know you've played in these tournaments before, but to get off to a good start and maybe calm the nerves a little bit, was that a big step for you guys?
That always helps to get the lead right away. It gets all the nerves out, like you said. Obviously, it showed we were a little nervous at the beginning, but we got it together in the second half and handled their run in the second half too.
Just real quick, I know in the second half they did kind of go on a little bit of a run, and did they do anything different? As the coach said, they kind of won those first few minutes, or did they come out and do anything different, or was it what did you see there?
Well, I just think they're always going to fight. We knew they were going to have a little push in the second half, so we still played tough defense and stopped their run, I guess.
Marquelle, tons of assists for you guys throughout this game, especially the first half. I mean, how big was it to just penetrate the way that you guys did and dish off to people around the rim, I guess?
That's huge. I mean, that was one of our biggest things we talked about before the game is we like having a lot of assists on field goals. And so that's great for us. Obviously, people were knocking down shots, but to penetrate and to pass off to people who are knocking down shots is huge for us.
Kayla, what was the focus, I guess, defensively, where especially in the first half you guys were not giving up many open looks? What was the focus for you guys?
Yeah, we knew a few of their players can shoot really well, so we had to get out on their three-point shot and take control of their drive. And they have some tall girls, so we had to help out in there. So overall, we played a pretty good defense, I think, and stopped them.
For either one, now you've got this first game out of the way here, and obviously you got a big test against Fresno tomorrow, but to have a game under your belt, do you feel like the nerves and all that stuff's out of there? I mean, I know it's a new challenge, but do you feel good about getting a game under your belt here looking ahead to tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's nice just to get out and play, and obviously we talked about the first half. We definitely had a little bit of nerves, and that's going to be good for us going into the next game, knowing we can shoot here and all that kind of stuff.
Joe, you mentioned Kaylee Rader's play off the bench. I mean, I know Air Force isn't the biggest team you're going to face, but just how big of a game was that for her, and maybe down the road, because getting post play like that.
It's something throughout the whole year that I think our post play has been very good defensively, and we're a very perimeter oriented team. One specifically with the motion offense, so it really helped us to have the play of Kaylee and Jordan Sibrel. When you take a look tonight, the two combined, they were 8 of 13, 17 points, and you look at it and go 13 rebounds. It's a double-double out of a position. And so I thought both of them played extremely well. Kaylee gave us a bigger lift with some of the baskets, and we were able to find her in transition.
Coach, I mentioned with the players, but I think at one point you had like 12 assists on 14 field goals or something like that. When Markelle's driving, when Jordan Kelly's driving, and you're able to, kind of draw people and dish like that. How important is that for your offense?
That's our game. We like Marquelle getting to the basket, and when she has that opportunity, I trust the decisions that she makes. We ask her to make those decisions. In the first half, I thought she showed nerves. Dribbled the ball off her foot one time. Had more turnovers in the first half than points. but she came out in the second half and stepped up like the all-conference player she is, made great decisions, and was able to make big shots.
You mentioned that 4 to 6 minute stretch where Air Force was hitting pretty much everything in the second half. What did you have to do, or what did you say? Did you change anything where you guys were able to kind of hold them off there after that point?
Well, what we talked about during the second media timeout is that it was a push score-wise. We were matching them, and not to get frustrated in what we're doing. Everybody is going to make shots, going to make a run. And then we changed up some of the things we wanted to do defensively with the on-ball screen. And I thought that gave us a little breathing room. And then, as I mentioned, Marquelle's 4-point play. And when you take a look at it, we missed 2 shots in that possession. And Jordan Sibrel gave us an extra rebound, and so did Jordan Kelly. And then Marquelle hits her shot. So getting those second opportunities I thought was big tonight.
How big was it, like I asked the kids, to get this first game, maybe get some of those jitters, those things out of the way and have it under your belt and get ready for a tough Fresno team? And what will be those challenges tomorrow night against Fresno?
This team's had a tough year. When I look back at all the close games that we lost in January, we were 2-5 in conference play, and they fought back and went and won 9 of the next 11 basketball games. And so they came back, they never gave in, and I knew tonight was the same thing. They had to step up and be able to play, and there's going to be shaky points throughout. The big challenge for us is always going to be that we do not have a great deal of depth. I have 2 forwards that are out for the season, one with a broken thumb and one with an ACL injury that we really were counting on. So we've had to use Jordan Kelly, a 2-guard, at the 4 all year. So we know we're outmanned, and yet this team doesn't give in. And it's going to be important for us just to try to get off to a good start against a very good Fresno team and try to do well on the glass. But most importantly, we got to make shots. And so a big challenge for us to come right back within 24 hours and play again.
Let's go back here.